Hey guys, it's Martin Cliffe here. Welcome to another video, and greetings not this time from sunny Bucharest but distinctly rainy Lancashire in England. As I mentioned last week, I'm now back in the UK sorting out visas and stuff like that at my parents' house. So I'm just set up in the living room. It's absolutely troughing it down outside, so hopefully you can't hear too much background noise. But we're continuing our look at guitars I'm selling. And I called last week Guitars I'm Selling in 2022, part one. Technically, some of these, if not all of these, hopefully will be sold before the end of 2021, but it's still part two of the video. So let's get to it. So before we go any further, don't forget to click that like button, subscribe if you're not already, because a large proportion of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel, and comment below if anything makes you think. So certainly if you watched any of the videos I shot in Hong Kong during our last couple of months there, this guitar should be pretty familiar to you. This guitar I kind of tentatively called Mango. It's my Bahama Blue. It's a Standard Pro from 2013. Rosewood board, no silent single coil system. It was kind of in the, just like Mikey, it was kind of in the transition period between the Pro Series, the S4 and S3 in this case with the Rosewood board, and the Standard Pro. So before they brought in some of the extra features that Old Red and Storm have, like the silent single coil stuff. This I've set back to stock. I had different pickups in obviously while I was using it in Hong Kong, but yeah, this is back to stock, SSH Plus and 2 MLs. It's just, I just got too many of them. So, and I'm not, as you know, as big a fan of the Rosewood board as I am the Maple. So again, it's kind of, yeah, the last ones in are not always the first ones out. But this is just a guitar that's surplus to requirements as I try and rationalize my guitar collection to what I really need, rather than just, oh, it's nice to have 10 of those somewhere. Plays exactly like you'd expect, really nicely, sounds great. In terms of signal chain, I am plugged via a TC Spark booster, the full size one, and then a flashback delay into a Laney Cub 10. I've got mic'd in a slightly ghetto way with a couple of Suhr SM57s with a Fredman bracket to get the angle right. 60 degrees or 50 degrees, I forget what it is, but they're on a Fredman bracket on an amp clamp, and that's what you're hearing. Yeah, just a really nice sounding guitar, just as many of these are surplus to requirements, because when I had too much money I collected too many guitars. This guitar, I think, has only made one appearance on my channel before, because it's a guitar that I've had in the UK for the last 3-4 years, I think. And it's a little bit of a cheat to include this one in the video because as I'm filming this, technically I pretty much agreed the sale of this guitar last night, but it's still a guitar I'm selling. So it's a 2013 Fender standard Strat, so a Mexican Strat, but it's actually got a 2018 neck on it because when I bought the guitar the neck was a bit damaged, so got a new neck on it. Fender locking tuners, Suhr ML pickups, the ML standards, because the stock pickups that came in this guitar, or these guitars generally, are notoriously not great. But yeah, it's just a pretty standard stock Strat, just with upgraded tuners and upgraded pickups. As far as Strats go, and you know I'm not the biggest Strat person in the world, it's in good nick, plays really well. Yeah, it's a Strat. It will do the whole wiggle stick kind of thing. Switch is a little bit crackly, but you may have just noticed that one of the main reasons I don't like Strats so much is that the body is just too slippery and I was struggling to keep it on my leg. Should have worn jeans for the video. But other than that, yeah, it's great. This is why I've got the same pickups and configuration in Old Red. So this is a guitar that, because it was purple, I called Prince. And again, this has been in the UK, not all the time since I bought it, but quite a lot of the time. I did spend, I think, a year or a year and a half in Hong Kong. This is a Suhr S4, so still 2013, but before they transitioned over to the Standard Pro. What makes this one different is it's got the nickel frets rather than the stainless steel frets. But other than that, yeah, it's just the same stuff. I did, when I got it, well, fairly soon after I got it, upgrade to the pearl scratch plate and back plate, which I think really sets off the guitar nicely. And to be honest, it's the sort of thing that I think anyone would have made, rather than the kind of off-white, I guess it's parchment colour pickguard that just didn't go with the lovely purple flames at all. But other than that, yeah, again, it's a great guitar. Just don't need it. There seems to be a bit of a common thread, but just don't need it. Let's say one of the challenges has been working out exactly how many Suhrs I decide to keep. So that number is definitely not going to be 9. I'm working towards 4. I think that's the plan, which will be obviously blue, Mikey, old red, and my JM Pro, which I've got upstairs at the moment, but I'm going to be taking back. And I've got that in Nashville tuning, and that's just because it's something so different. But yeah, I love the Standard Pros. I just, particularly with not really gigging much in the last 2 years, just don't need so many, and I don't see that changing anytime particularly soon. So yeah, it's just great. The tuning stability is so good on these Guitar 510s. Having just done the demo on the Strat, where it took 5 minutes of the video, which obviously I'll cut out before you watch it to get it in tune. These just stay in tune all the time. So this is my Fender American Special Telecaster in Sherwood green, rosewood board, upgraded to locking tuners, but I think that's the only mod I've done on this. Just plugged this in now and discovered that the neck pickup isn't working, so I can't demo any tones from that, but that's an easy fix. I'm sure it's just a wire come loose. So, and the advantage of the Telly is you just have to whip the control plate off. You don't have to do any faffing around under the scratch plate or taking the strings off or the neck off or any of those things. So it's a fairly lightweight, well balanced Telecaster. It was just a kind of, I needed to make the decision. I wanted to keep one Telecaster and I needed to make the decision which one to keep. And the Sunburst one, which has an American standard neck on, and various other tweaks, four-way switching and all that kind of stuff, was the one that made sense to me because it's the one that's least stock. This is, as I say, this is stocker than the tuners. So it's as far as Telecasters go, it's a great sounding Telecaster. It's just playing live, I don't find them comfortable. I like the tone, so they're great for recording, particularly layered with another guitar. And I needed to take a Telly back because for my Martin's Monday pedal playthrough videos, I wanted to pair the Telly with the Les Paul to give you kind of traditional sounds that aren't the sort of stuff I use all the time, but for demoing pedals I thought they were good guitars to have in the stable. Again, one of these things, I decided I liked Tellys, and I decided I liked American Special Tellys, so I bought 4 because I'm crazy. This is a guitar I got for my 39th birthday, so it was affectionately called 39 for a while. And again, it's just fairly standard. This one, the neck pickup actually works, although I didn't play it in the intro track. I'll play it afterwards. I decided to switch from the Spark to the hypergravity compressor. I've only got a few TC pedals here in the UK at the moment, so limited by the tones I have available. And I set the delay to a slapback for more of a vintage tone. Locking tuners, as with all tellies in the world ever, you should replace the output jack with an electro socket so that it doesn't fall out and break. But other than that, stock. Yeah, again, plays really nicely. It's got a slightly nicer feeling neck. Helps with the maple board, I guess, but just feels a little bit more satin somehow. Maybe I just played it more over the years, I don't know. But yeah, it's a great telly. It's a very traditional looking kind of Blackguard style telly, although I guess the Blackguards didn't have the 3-ply scratch plate. But yeah, plays great, sounds great. Just doesn't sound or play quite as great as the Sunburst one. But the neck pickup works. So this is my 1998 Yamaha Trb-52f. Technically a little bit of a cheat because this isn't a guitar I'm actually selling, this is a guitar I'm giving away to Ed, my long-time songwriting partner and bass player. He was after a new fretless bass, and I wanted to move this one on, so it seemed appropriate. What can I say, it's a great sounding bass. It plays remarkably differently to my Mike Lull. It's a fatter neck, I think, but narrower this way. Just a very different feel. Rosewood board as well, rather than the ebony. And it's like I picked this up and it's like, despite the fact I've played a lot of fretless lately, it just feels like a completely different instrument. But yeah, I'm sure Ed will enjoy it. It's got I changed the tuners to hip shots because they're a lot lighter and they've improved the balance of the bass and the weight of the bass because it's a fairly meaty piece of wood. Yeah, raise that up. Made it much more manageable. So yeah, it's a really fun bass. My other fretless that I had here, I actually sold in the summer. My 4-string defretted TRB4 version 1. So that's not going to appear in this video or any future videos, except I sold it to Rob, so it may possibly appear if I do a collaboration with him, but we'll see. It's like I've forgotten how to play fretless. I'm just plugged through the same guitar rig, so I don't have a bass amp here in the UK, hence my not needing a bass. So it's just going bass into hypergravity compressor into the Laney Cub, which is not ideal for bass, but I'm not playing too loud, so hopefully sounds okay. And finally, no acoustics in this video because I also sold the only acoustic guitar I had here earlier this year. Again, Yamaha Trb-52f, 1998, sorry, trans red. This one has seen some use, shall we say. There's a huge ding out of the bottom horn here. But again, this one I've already technically agreed a sale on, so this is definitely going whatever else happens. These basses just were amazing value for money. They sound really good. It's been so long since I played a 4-string bass other than the Fenders for the pedal demos. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I forget how good they are. Obviously my blue bass was my #1 bass for 18 years. And this plays very similar. It's slightly lighter weight, which is always a good thing. I say these Yamaha basses weighed a ton, but yeah, this is really nice bass. The rosewood has really settled in on this one, so plays really well. So there we go, 5 guitars, 2 basses, all ready to move on. As I say, 3 of them are definitely moving on very soon. The other 4 I need to put in a little bit of legwork to try and sell, but hopefully over the next few weeks while I'm in the UK, filming this at the start of November. So my aim is before Christmas to move all these on. That would be the goal. And then yeah, I'll be in a really good state. Just keeping snowy here, sending the other 3 guitars over to Bucharest to do a little bit of rejigging and sorting out. The JM Pro and the Tele will stay exactly as is. The S2, the Suhr S2 that I've got here, is currently got the neck from Storm on, so that's going to be swapped over because I'm probably going to move Storm on as well. Yeah, so that's the thing. Hope you enjoyed this video. Apologise if it went on a little bit long, although I know I'm editing out about 15 minutes of tuning. But yeah, take care, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great Christmas and all that, because I think that's coming up fairly soon when this video goes live.